OpenAI just released GPT 5.6, and this is not just one new model, it is 3 new models from a completely new series. If you have opened the ChatGPT app or Codex, you will see that we now have GPT 5.6 Sol, Terra, and Luna. Basically, these models are ordered from most to least powerful. If we look at this chart from artificial analysis, we can see that GPT 5.6 Sol is practically tied with Fable 5 in intelligence. Then we have GPT 5.6 Terra, which is closer to Opus 4.8. And finally, GPT 5.6 Luna, which would be close to Claude Sonnet 5. Clearly, OpenAI is going directly after Claude. In this chart comparing intelligence against cost per task, we can see that GPT 5.6 Sol is almost as intelligent as Fable 5, while being considerably cheaper. And more or less the same thing happens with the other 2 models. They are cheaper and practically equal in intelligence. As always, charts tell us one thing, but when it comes down to actually using the models, the reality can be very different. So I'm going to test them for game development. I'm going to create a game prototype with all 3 models, and we will see how good the results are. I will also show you the test I did with Fable 5 in a previous video, so you can compare them. As always, I'm going to create a new Unity project. I use my template for programming with AI, which already includes some packages such as the Unity MCP, among others. This template is available on my Patreon, but I also have a video on the channel showing how I configure it. With the project ready and open in the Codex app, which is now simply called ChatGPT, we are going to select the Terra model. In theory, it is comparable to Opus 4.8, so we will see whether it lives up to that. I will run all the tests with the effort set to extra high, so we can get the maximum potential out of each model. For all 3 models, the test will be to create a Vampire Survivors clone. I have the prompt prepared right here. Basically, I'm going to ask it to create a Vampire Survivor style game. I imported some models, and I asked it to add the animations included with those models. I also asked it to create a basic environment, add particles, and include a few other things that we will see now. Well, we already have the first result. It looks like it gave the game some kind of neon aesthetic. That is an interesting choice. I did not give it any aesthetic instructions, but anyway, what we are interested in is the code and the gameplay. In the scene, I can see that it also created a Ganimajor, and it placed the enemy models and the player model there. Everything is created through code, including the UI. I do not like that very much because it takes away a lot of control. It is always better to create the interface directly in the scene so that we can modify it easily. I'm going to press play and see how the gameplay feels. The controls work, but it is obvious that the UI is right in the middle of the screen and blocks the gameplay. I'm going to ask it to fix that and see whether it is capable of doing it. After asking it to fix the UI, it is still exactly the same. So, just to avoid spending too much time on this, I'm going to move it myself. Let's continue testing the gameplay. The particles are pretty good overall. It feels good. We have weapon upgrades and the camera position is correct as well. Both the enemies and the player also have the animations I asked for. The only thing I'm noticing is that the gun is not positioned correctly. In the video I made about Fable 5, Fable validated everything using screenshots, and it fixed these kinds of errors simply because it was able to see them. I think GPT took some screenshots, but they were more general and it did not validate absolutely everything. Still, this is an easy detail to fix. It is also worth mentioning that I gave it the freedom to apply improvements on its own in the prompt. When I tested Fable, it added sounds generated through code, which GPT has not done. In total, GPT 5.6 Terra took 22 minutes to implement everything, and another 2 minutes for the correction. Let's move on to the next test. GPT 5.6 Luna is the least intelligent model and the one that uses the fewest tokens, but it could still be useful for certain tasks. So we are going to give it the exact same test and see what it is capable of doing. I'm going to paste the same prompt and see how the result turns out. After a few minutes, it looks like it has finished. What surprises me is that the scene is completely empty. We only have the Ganimajor. There is no environment or anything else. When I press play, it looks like it does generate an environment and a UI. I do not really understand what is going on with these GPT models. I do not know whether they are more focused on web development or on creating more impressive one-prompt demonstrations, but I do not understand why they are now generating everything through code. Previous models, such as GPT 5.5, did not do this. They used the Unity MCP to create the scene with game objects as they should, and everything was properly organized inside the scene. Anyway, let's test the game. Well, at first glance, we can clearly see that this is a much less capable model. Obviously, it is also much cheaper. But look, at least it positioned the UI correctly, and it does not block the screen. It is simple and has a few issues, though. I can also see that the main character is not using the animations. It is only using the idle animation, and the gameplay feels pretty slow overall. The upgrades do work. Obviously, we have very few enemies. The progression is not balanced, and the gameplay is extremely simple. But visually, it is still pretty decent as a prototype. I was already about to move on to the next test, but while reviewing the project, I noticed something pretty interesting. GPT 5.6 Luna placed every script inside a single monografer file. This is the first time in my life that I've seen this mistake while using AI. I think it is a pretty serious issue. It is really what I was saying earlier. It feels like these models have been trained with the goal of producing a visually impressive result, but the actual code quality has been significantly degraded. If you do not have much experience programming in Unity, this is a really bad idea. It also makes the code extremely messy and completely unmaintainable. It makes absolutely no sense to place all the code inside a single file. Nobody works like this. And I have no idea how the AI ended up generating something like this. Now, let's finally move on to what everyone has been waiting for. We are going to test GPT 5.6 Sol, OpenAI's most powerful model and probably one of the most intelligent models on the market. We are going to set it to extra high and give it the same prompt as the other two models. Okay, after working for around 20 minutes, we have the result. To begin with, the scene already looks much better. We have an environment and all the game objects are neatly organized. I can also see that it is not generating the HUD through code. It created it directly in the scene, which is definitely a point in its favor. Without dragging this out any longer, let's test it. At first, the camera feels a little too top-down for my taste, but that is something we can modify. I can see that it added the particles and also added a trail to the bullets. The animations are good as well. It even added a small knockback effect to the enemies when I shoot them. The weapon upgrades work pretty well, and the UI is not too bad. It sticks out a little, but overall it is fine. I also feel like the progression is a little better. More enemies gradually start appearing. However, all three models failed in one area. The gameplay is extremely easy. It is practically impossible to die because the enemies never manage to reach the player. There are also only two types of enemies. I might have expected a little more variety, and there are no sound effects for the shooting or anything else. You should now be seeing the result created by Fable 5 on the screen, which in my opinion was genuinely impressive, both in terms of sounds, animations, and gameplay. But anyway, we already know that these tests are not really representative of real-world use. We are not looking for an AI that can create our entire game from a single prompt. We are looking for a good coding assistant so that we can focus on design and art, if that is what we want to do. I still think Claude is better in terms of overall quality. However, it is true that GPT has one major advantage. We can access these highly capable models with a €20 subscription. With Claude, on the other hand, we would need a €100 subscription to use these models comfortably. They also already announced that Fable 5 will be removed from the subscriptions on July 12 and will become a paper token model. So, I honestly do not know what kind of people will be able to afford that. I really recommend that you try these models and let me know in the comments how your tests went. For me, I think there is a clear improvement, but we will see over time whether it is actually worth it or whether we should stick with GPT 5.5. I hope you found the video useful. Remember that you can find my Patreon in the description if you would like to support me. You will also find my Unity AI template there, along with some projects from my other videos. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.